Hi there, Justin Brennan with the Brennan Group. So I wanted to summarize this property today. 110 units in the Kansas City proper area. The Ouachita Club is the current name of it. That's going to be changing. We're going to be doing a BRRRR method on this apartment complex, whereby we're going in, we're remodeling units, both interior and exterior to the complex, to improve the building, raise the value, refinance it, restabilize, and then hold for our investments and our investment partners. So going to summarize it here, walk through some of the details on it. You can click on the links herein and after the video and everything, so that way you can log in and get all the details yourself, all the financials, everything. If you have further questions, please reach out to me directly and we'll go from there. So here we go. So this property is located in the Kansas City area. We have 2 apartment buildings there currently. We've invested there. We know the market quite well. So, and the reason we like it, centrally located in the United States, primarily coming out of the San Diego area where we're at, but we're also in Texas, so having that direct access right into Kansas City, good transportation corridor, easy access, direct flights in and out. The location. So to give you an idea, so property's located here, and we have another building sitting here, and then we have another building kind of down over in this area here right now, and you have the plaza area, which is this main area here. You have the main corridor coming up Main Street, which you have the light rail system, downtown Kansas City being right here. Great location. It sits right in a nice proper location, easy access to both the freeways, main corridor off 47th, a lot of surrounding retail services and colleges, universities. You have KU Med right here. So good location, strategically located in the Kansas City proper area. Summary video, you'll be able to click on that. That's what this is. So some property overview highlights. So going into this, when we kind of analyze this out, purchase price around $7.5 million, down payment 25% on that, 1.875. We have closing costs sitting around $330,000. We have about $1.846 million in proposed rehab, both interior and exterior totals. So we're looking at some basics right around 16% internal rate of return, averaging out around 15% on the cash on cash, and that's due to the refinance, the capital event that's going to take place right around year 3, and you'll see that in the financials. And what that allows us to do is prop up that cash on cash return, but the property's cash flowing now, it's going to cash flow in the future, but that allows that average on that cash on cash to boost it up for all the investors. So that's why that's there. Investors are going to get 70% of the deal. The sponsors, ourselves, are going to get 30% of the deal. We'll be pulling down at about a $5.6 million loan. Exit cap rate, we're going to sell around a 6, but we're going to prop it up near an 8 cap. Debt coverage ratio on it at 1.90 or greater. And total equity raise around 4.1 million-ish right now. And that's the way it's setting. Current property stats, rents for the 1 bedrooms are around $676, 2 bedrooms around $763. Those are way below market. There's studios in there as well. Occupancy is currently quite high, 98%, so that's really good, but those rents are really low. So that's why this is such a good value add opportunity to go in there and really improve the property. Age of the building, 1972. We'll be buying, like I said, around a 5% cap rate, but that's really due to the mismanagement of the building and lower rents, higher expenses, and all that stuff. So that's why that's sitting there currently. Household income is around $59,000 for the Kansas City area. That's really good. We look at $56,000 or more, and we know that market. It's an emerging market. We're in there pretty heavily right now, along with Texas. We're looking in Oklahoma, Georgia, and a few other areas. Unit mix. This is where it blends in. You got 12 studios, 61 bedrooms, 36 2 bedrooms. Normally, you'd want to see more 2 bedrooms than 1s, normally. But in this market, and the way this is set up, these 1 bedrooms are actually a great advantage to the marketplace and our competitors in that area. So about the property, kind of breaks it down, like we said. Photos of it, this signage is going to be completely redone. Exterior, entrance improvements, all the clubhouse is going to be completely redone. Kitchens, bathrooms, all of that. I wanted to show you, these are some basic photos, current. And then kind of bump into what we're talking about, which is taking it from this C-class type building, right? Putting around an average of $12,500 a unit, depending on if it's a studio 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom, and moving it over into where you got backsplashes, countertops, you got the shaker cabinets, stainless steel appliances, all of that, right? And then in the bathroom, same thing. So you're taking it from this to this, and it's giving you a sample example. And we've been doing this in Kansas City already. So we know exactly kind of what the costs are going to be, give or take, in terms of what's going on with our other buildings. Exterior. Right now you can see it kind of looks old, worn down, needs help. It's been there. So we're going to be coming in here and painting the entire building. We may be looking at replacing these shingles or adding new shingles to it. The windows, some of them are redone, some of them are not. All this decking is going to get restained, repainted. It's going to look sharp. And to give you an example, this is kind of what some nearby buildings are doing. So to kind of give you an idea of where we're taking it from this to this, okay? Rent comps, you can go through that in the financials. Sales comps to kind of show you what we're exiting at, right? So we're looking at 110 to 120 a door on the exit, and on the price per foot on rents, somewhere between $1.18 to $1.26 a foot is where we feel pretty comfortable post remodel on the rents, and you can look at those and the rent comps in the financials. Business plan strategy, as I've said, we plan to remodel 110 units, the flooring, kitchens, baths, paint, washer dryers, adding them to the units potentially on not necessarily all of them, but a lot of them. Upgrading some of the plumbing. We also plan to renovate the exterior of the building. So with some paint, staining, fencing, landscaping, pool, dog park, rec room, and more. This is some of the timelines, what we're looking at. January, then you got March at the end of the due diligence, and then trying to close in the April timeframe. And obviously raising the equity now. Market overview. If you're not familiar with Kansas City, this is why this is here. I won't dive into it too much, but that way you can go into it in the pitch deck and get more details. But this is going to go through the households. We're talking about multifamily units. We're talking about the national average on the population growth, because we look at population growth, job growth, vacancy rates. We want university systems nearby, and we want that in a positive direction. So we want, you know, when you're looking at populations, we want that. When we got 20 plus universities and college systems in the surrounding area, we like that. And all of them in those positive directions. And you got rent growth, even with the pandemic and COVID, it's been pretty resistant for that area. Some of the Kansas City investment gauges, like I said, employment is super positive. It's very diverse. So what you don't want is just a single major employer employing an area. Between healthcare, the biosciences, everything they got going on, university systems, large Fortune 500 companies, everything's there. Great transportation corridor. The entire airport for Kansas City is being completely redone right now with a brand new terminal. It's $1.5 billion terminal going in right now that will be done in the next 24 months. Rent growth and university systems. Like I said, the biosciences, animals, pretty heavy in the Kansas City area. You wouldn't think it, but the technology companies, the biosciences are a big deal. And this kind of goes into, you got some of the tech companies going in there as well. You'll see this in the pitch deck. Vital signs, we just talked about those. Employment growth, you see, very diverse. So we like that. Professional services, education, government, retail, right? So you're looking at this. What I like is between the financial activities, government and education and health services, healthcare, those are at the top. That's covering pretty much this whole sector of the economy is between healthcare, government, professional business services. So those are pretty steady and consistent and well diversified. Transportation infrastructure, as I mentioned, they got the new $1.5 billion airport. They have the light rail system and the path of progress going through downtown Kansas City, on and on and on. So take a look at that. The financials, you'll see this inside the pitch deck. There's a full financial section as well, but kind of shows you sources and uses of the money. We're looking in all in about $9.8 million, 7.5 on the purchase, closing costs, rehab, capital improvements, etc. So you'll see that in there. Projections, I'll let you go through that. Most important part, give an example of a $50,000 investment. If somebody invests $50,000, what does it look like for you, right? Because that's what people care about. And this kind of dives into it. So it's kind of showing you your initial investment, showing you the cash flow projections each year, showing you the capital event that's happening around year 2 or 3. Sorry, I get all the highlighter stuff in there. And at the end of the day, kind of showing you total returns from an internal rate of return, which is really your annualized return on your money. That encompasses the cash flow plus the appreciation that comes through the value add on the property. So total return on a $50,000 investment, $234,000. Okay, and that includes your initial investment of $50,000 plus the profits and the cash flow and everything that would come with remodeling and rehabbing and holding onto the property over the term. Okay, so take a look at this in the pitch deck. This gives you a pretty simple example of a $50,000 investment if you or anybody else were to invest. Pro forma, this gives you the APOD, the financials, go through that, operating data, etc. And then the management team. So the Brennan Poley group, that's Chris Poley and myself. You go through our accounting firm, Verivest, who we use for the investor relations. Jumping into our investment partners, you got Jason Graves, Kevin Bass handling the property management, some logistics, acquisition on the back end. And then bookkeeping done through Ian Johnson and Johnston Bookkeeping Services. And then we utilize Syndication Pro for the back-end portal, of which when you actually go in to take a look at all this stuff, you're going to see it on the back-end portal. And that gives you everything you can imagine, all the financial documents, K1 statements, everything. We can do distributions out of it. It's a nice little portal on the back end where you, as an investor, can see your investment in real time, 24/7, anytime you want in the back end. And you can log in and see it. So it's your own personalized investment portal. Property managers, etc. It goes you in the investor portal. Now, in this section, you'll see kind of as the sponsor, we have to disclose what we get as a part of it. So that's in there for you to look at as well. And how to invest? Click on the links herein within the emails or any of the links, and you can access our deal center and log right in and get everything, all the documents, and get ready to go. So I hope that helps. Any other questions, please feel free to reach out. Love to kind of summarize this and get into more details for you if you have any interest or know anybody that does. So until next time, take care. Talk to you soon.